So Lake St. Louis is a beautiful, really master planned area. It's designed as this whole resort-like community. So if you enjoy those amenities, that social atmosphere, and having two lakes right there, that's exactly what Lake St. Louis is.
So Lake St. Louis was developed about 50 years ago, and the goal is for it to feel like you're going to the lake. On the weekends, at least here in Missouri, so many people go to the lake. They go to Lake of the Ozarks, they go to Table Rock, but some people are fortunate enough to live in Lake St. Louis and have a lake in their backyard or access to it.
So Lake St. Louis, that's the big one. It's like 600 acres in total, so it's the bigger lake of the two.
Yes, it's much bigger than the smaller lake, but it's nice because there are fewer restrictions on boat sizes. You can't jet ski, but you can pull tubes behind you so the kids can tube. You can water ski. You can even see the water tea practicing on the big lake, and you can kayak, fish. There's so many activities you can do.
It is a ton of fun during the summer. Like that is what people love about Lake St. Louis in the summertime. It's beautiful and it's a ton of fun. So Lake St. Louis, if you want lake rights, there's 3 ways to do that. You buy a house, you buy an investment property, or you buy an amenities lot, which is a piece of dirt that's in the CA that you own. Hey, I'm Jacob. Welcome back. This is Madison. She's finally in a video. We're talking all about Lake St. Louis today. This is the Lake St. Louis queen, by the way.
Oh, stop it. No.
She knows everyone and everything about Lake St. Louis. And hey, by the way, guys, if you're moving to Lake St. Louis or somewhere else in the St. Louis area, we are practicing real estate agents. Send us an email, send us a text. That is what we're here for. Myself, Madison, our entire team, we love hearing from our clients on YouTube. So if you want some help, send us an email or send us a text. Now, right off the bat, here's the thing you want to know about Lake St. Louis. Living in the community association of Lake St. Louis is different than living in just the city of Lake St. Louis. Now, if you want access to those amenities, you have to live within the CA. This is the community association in Lake St. Louis. So if you're living in the CA, you're in Lake St. Louis, but that's different than living in the entire municipality of Lake St. Louis.
Yes, the city of Lake St. Louis. So if you look on a map, the city of Lake St. Louis is bigger than the CA, and that's what everyone calls it in Lake St. Louis. The CA, which is short for Lake St. Louis Community Association. And it's really important because on Zillow and other websites, it doesn't always say if it has lake rights or not. Are you in Lake St. Louis proper, the city, or within the community association boundaries where you have lake rights? So on the map, there's a dark line that goes around the CA area, and you have to live there or own property in there to have access to all the amenities of Lake St. Louis. So when new construction, other houses are developed outside of the boundaries, they do not have lake rights.
And that's the thing we get questions about. Like, you can't really buy your way into the CA if you don't live there or own property in there. So you do pay a membership if you live in there, but if you're outside those boundaries, there's not really a fee you can pay or an application or anything to get those lake rights without owning real estate in those boundaries. And the boundaries, it's weird, Madison. Like sometimes, like the boundaries on the map, I'll show you the map. There's weird cutoffs, there's weird areas where one street's in the CA, the next street is not in the CA, and those people don't have lake rights.
Correct.
You will see differences in price between, you know, houses in the CA and houses that are outside the CA.
And that's a really good point. Living inside the CA does add value to your property. Now you can market your home having lake rights, having all the access, all the amenities of the CA. Living outside of that, you're living in Lake St. Louis City, which is great. There's lots of amenities, location, proximity to highways, but you don't have the lake rights to offer.
You definitely see differences in property values. Like if you're in Lake St. Louis, people look for houses in the CA, and especially like the waterfront houses in the CA. Like it is a game changer in Lake St. Louis.
It is, because it will add value to your house having a property inside the CA.
And that's the thing with the CA. It's like this really big HOA with a ton of benefits and a ton of stuff you get by living there. And there's 3 ways to actually own in the CA. So we'll get there in a minute, but that's really what you got to know about Lake St. Louis. It is a huge social draw for people who live in the area. So if you're in Lake St. Louis and not in the CA, it's pretty similar as living in O'Fallon or Wentzville, St. Peters. Like
Prairie.
It's pretty similar. That's one thing. A lot of new construction you'll see in Lake St. Louis. It's in Lake St. Louis, but it's not in the CA. I mean, there's not really a ton of new construction in the CA. There's some newer built houses, but all that new construction is not in the CA.
Pretty much Lake St. Louis is fully developed. There were a few remaining lots left that you could build on. However, there's really not much left right now. So most of the new construction that you see online on Zillow, Realtor.com, those websites. That's in the city of Lake St. Louis, but it's not within the CA boundary, which is really important to know. You're not getting lake rights.
Yeah, I mean, Windsor Park is one example. That's the one Fisher and Fritchel. It's right across the lake and across the highway. Like, you look right out on the lake.
You have lake views.
But you just don't have the lake rights.
Correct. You can't take a boat on the lake. You can eat breakfast in the morning and watch it, but
you're just not going to have those lake rights.
Oh, I gave you a funny look, dude.
No, that was good. That was good.
Okay.
So Lake St. Louis is two different lakes. They're both man-made. Lake St. Louis is the big lake. That's the one everyone thinks of. You can take boats on there. You can't take jet skis out there, but if you have lake rights, you can go on the lake. Lake St. Louis is the smaller one. A little bit stricter with the rules about taking stuff on there. You can't really take big boats on there. But those are the two different lakes, both man-made, that were part of the whole master planned area of Lake St. Louis.
And on the small lake, that's where you're gonna see the clubhouse, the Lake St. Louis clubhouse, which is wonderful. There's so many amenities it has. It has a ballroom, there's a restaurant, you go out back and it actually has a sandbar into the small lake that kids like to play on. There's pools, there's golfing, there's tennis, there's lots of clubs and extracurricular activities as well. There's a ski team and you can actually see them practicing and doing shows.
Got so much stuff.
Yeah, so there's so much to do at the clubhouse.
The clubhouse is just where everything happens. Social events, parties, get-togethers, like it's all at the clubhouse.
So one of my favorite events that Lake St. Louis does is on 4th of July, they do fireworks on the lake. So everybody gets in their boats, typically on the big lake, but they go and they all kind of go to the north side of the lake and they have a fireworks show. So it's wonderful. We have previous clients who have sent us pictures before and they say, that's why we bought a house in Lake St. Louis right there.
It's really special. Like there's nothing else like that in the St. Louis area. Like you don't have a lake this big in St. Louis that is that close, 30 minutes away from St. Louis.
I was like trying to match your old one.
You're good. Part about me
That's
explaining
okay.
Lake St. Louis, I will just bring that further towards the beginning.
Whatever you need to do, I'm just here for a pretty face.
I was just nervous about how it was gonna go because I want it to go well. But I feel like it's going really well so far.
As long as you have the structure, I don't mind chiming in so I'm not just, a fly on the wall.
No, you're good. So at the CA in the clubhouse, you have 3 pools. And then also around Lake St. Louis, if you're in the CA, you have parks, you have golf courses, you have the marinas, if you have a boat. That's like the whole package of what you get in the CA. So it's the clubhouse and it's everything on top of that.
Well, the other nice thing is based on the location, you're also close to restaurants, shopping, highways. It's such a centrally located place to live. It's very convenient.
Yeah, you're right down the street from Hawks Ridge. You are right down the street from the Meadows.
The Meadows. So the Meadows is a great shopping development. They have retail stores there. There's also restaurants.
Ton of shopping, tons
of shopping. And one of my favorites is on Saturdays, they actually have a local farmer's market. So we have a lot of clients who they love the whole Lake St. Louis lifestyle. On the weekends, besides going to the lake, they also have the farmer's market to go to that has a lot of local vendors, artists, and other, it's kind of a craft fair.
And that's exactly what I mean when I say Lake St. Louis is just different. It's unique. Like you have the whole lifestyle that comes with it. And you have the same stuff in O'Fallon and Wentzville. You have shopping, you have eating, but it's just different in Lake St. Louis.
And you really don't ever have to leave Lake St. Louis to go anywhere, given if you work outside of Lake St. Louis, but besides that, everything is there that you need. And in the summers, it feels like vacation because on the weekends and evenings, you can go out on your boat.
So 3 ways to actually have lake rights by owning property in the CA. The first one, the basic, very obvious, you buy your primary residence there. You live there, you buy your house in the CA in one of those neighborhoods, and you have lake rights automatically. So that's buying a house. And if you're not buying a house in the CA, you get creative if you want lake rights. You can buy a condo, you can buy investment property. That's really how we do it if you're not buying your primary residence in the CA.
And buying a condo, that is a better price point to enter the Lake St. Louis community. Single family homes, most of the time, are gonna be at least $250,000. Given the houses in Lake St. Louis go up to over $1 million. However, the starting price for a single family home in Lake St. Louis, it's gonna cost you $250,000.
So we've had a lot of people buy condos because there's a couple condo complexes up in Mystic Village. It's towards the north of Lake St. Louis. And what's great is you can get a condo there for $150,000, $200,000, buy it as an investment property.
Yes.
And then that way you own it, you can rent it out to tenants, but since you're the owner, you can still have those lake rights.
Another alternative that people have done before is there's actually what's called an amenities lot. So there are a handful of lots in Lake St. Louis that if you don't want to own a rental property or a primary residence, you can buy a lot.
So an amenities lot, it's a piece of dirt. It's a tiny lot that you can't build on. You're probably gonna have to pay cash for it. So between $30,000 and $40,000. But you own land in the CA.
And these are in high demand. Most of the time, these lots don't even make it on the market. All the amenities lots that we've done before, they've been off market, buys and sells.
It happens fast.
It happens fast because to purchase a lot for $30,000 to $40,000 and have all the amenities, a lot of people want that. The other thing to know is that you do have to still maintain this lot. It's basically like a big yard to mow. You don't have a dwelling on it to take care of, but you have to mow the grass.
Yeah, so it's not going to be as challenging as, managing tenants, maintaining an investment property, but it's a piece of land. You have to mow the lawn. That's pretty much it. So it's close to maintenance free, but it's not a completely maintenance free lot in Lake St. Louis.
That one
I caught myself almost
Yes.
saying maintenance free. Like, it's
Yes.
close to maintenance
Close
free, but it's not,
to maintenance
it's not
free.
completely maintenance
Yes.
free.
So another thing about Lake St. Louis is actually the architecture and the style of the home.
Beautiful.
So they are different than what we typically see in Lake St. Louis. These homes were built to appreciate the lake. We see houses in Lake St. Louis have big windows, lots of atriums, because you have a whole back wall of windows so you can see the lake really from every room.
Love a good atrium ranch, especially in Lake St. Louis on the water. Like you have
Yes.
that whole wall of windows just
Yes.
looking over the water if you get one of those.
And the nice thing about Lake St. Louis, because it is kind of hilly, even though you're not right on the water, you can still have lake views from a street or two over.
Yeah, I mean, there's like that one neighborhood, I don't know what it is, but it's like behind the Schnooks.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Like it's
Do it for real.
I
Okay,
can't
I
think of what it's called, but it's like that
it's the
one.
moorings. It's on Lake Knoll.
There's that one that goes like it's like up there, and you can see those houses like if you're driving
Correct.
on 40, like you can see them up there because they're right next to the highway. But like those ones are like up there on the hill. But like they look out over everything in Lake St. Louis. You can probably see like all the way towards Wentzville, Forestel, like it's up there. But those homes are beautiful, like looking out over the lake because they're so high up.
Yeah, and you'll see some of the houses, well, they're steep lots, and you'll see stairs coming down the back lot to get to the lake. And when you're driving eastbound on Highway 64, you'll actually see blue rope light on one of the houses that leads them all the way down to the lake.
Is that the huge house? There's like this one huge house I'm thinking
It's
of.
next to the
right up
huge
there,
house.
and it's just like this whole set of stairs
Yes.
going down because it's a steep lot.
Yes, they totally redid the whole back of their lot, and they actually have a cart path to get all the way down to the lake.
Oh my gosh.
Yes.
That's funny.
That's
That's
the way.
That's beautiful. Yeah.
Yes, it is.
Every time I see that, I'm like, that house is like gorgeous.
The
Like
stone
one
one.
from the back.
Yes, I know what the stone with a black roof. Starbucks break. So fun fact, over half the sales we've actually done on the water in Lake St. Louis, they've been off market. There is such a high demand for waterfront properties. Half the time, the houses don't even make it on the market.
That's the thing. So yeah, Lake St. Louis definitely is different. It is a different market than Wentzville and O'Fallon because you have the CA, but just the market itself is really different. Like it is competitive on a different level. It's more expensive because like those waterfronts, like they're limited. Like you have a certain number. They're all gorgeous.
And
like,
that's
they're
it.
Beautiful.
The lake's not getting any bigger. So
Yeah.
it's all about who you know in Lake St. Louis and really networking with people to be able to find you a house off market.
That's like she knows everyone in Lake St. Louis. That we've done so much on the waterfront. Like
I wouldn't
off
say
market.
everybody, but we've had a lot of people move to Lake St. Louis. We really have because everybody wants that Lake St. Louis lifestyle and they can't find that anywhere else in St. Louis.
The lifestyle is really what sets it apart from O'Fallon or Wentzville or St. Peters. If you're moving to Lake St. Louis or somewhere else in the area, we'd love to help you with that. Send us an email, send us a text if you want. That is exactly what we're here for. Love hearing from our clients on YouTube. That is our favorite part of our job.
Yes, reach out to us. And thank you for having me on the
Thanks
Lake
for
St. Louis
coming,
episode.
Madison. There we go.
All right, well, thanks for watching.
Thanks for watching, guys. We'll see you in the next video.
See you in the next one.
She's finally in a video now. I talk about her. I feel like people definitely think like, oh, this guy's BSing. Like she doesn't exist. No,
Yes, I
she's
do
here.
exist.
She's here.
We are business partners.
Love this girl. Yes.
Yes, love him. He is a blessing. He is the face of our YouTube channel. So there's a whole team of realtors behind him okay, that's too much. I'm done. There's a whole team of realtors behind him.
Madison, Tracy, Kelly, Mo, Mindy, the team is great. We're bringing you guys some more content and getting some more people in these videos. I think that was good.
Okay.
You like that? I think that was good.
Jacob, I'm not critical.
That's the thing, it's different having you here, but sometimes I'll just like sit here for like 30 seconds.
30
and be
seconds, you're like,
how do I want to phrase this?
Right.
I know.
Okay. Gotta get them out. Get the jitters out. All right, thanks for watching.
I'm sorry.
No, it's fine. I'm just saying thanks for watching. Okay.